Hello lovely friends, welcome back to the channel and thank you for stopping by. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mel and this is my YouTube channel where I'm documenting my health journey with a specific focus on weight loss in the hopes that it will help other people out there on similar journeys. So I've had a few requests in the comments on previous videos for some food-based content like what I eat in a day or meal prep videos. So today we are doing what I eat in a day to lose 20 kilos. For those of you who are new to the channel, some context for you, which might be helpful. When I first started my weight loss journey, I set out with a goal to lose about 35 to 40 kilos. I have since lost 15, so I have about 20 to 25 to go. And one of my goals for this year was to lose 20 kilos in 12 months, which I've spoken about in more detail in my previous two videos about goal setting for 2024. So if you're interested, check them out and I will link them below. Now, just before we start, I want to mention 3 quick points and I promise they are quick. So, firstly, I know that seeing what other people eat can sometimes be really triggering if you have a complicated relationship with food. So if that's you, this particular video may not be the best fit for you. Secondly, this is just what I eat in a day. And this way of eating helped me lose about 10 kilos quite quickly last year and really improve my mental health. So I'm getting back on board with those particular eating habits. However, I am in no way suggesting that every person that watches this video should copy exactly what I do. This video is purely for interest and maybe some meal ideas because everyone's appetite, nutritional needs and food preferences can differ, so there is no one-size-fits-all approach. Third and final point, this was just a typical weekday for me. I eat a bit differently on weekends and even weekday to weekday can differ a little bit. I filmed this yesterday and yesterday was just a very average, normal, pretty typical example of what I eat on a typical weekday. So let's get into it. Most mornings I wake up at 5:30, get ready for my morning walk, have a big swig of water and head off to trundle the streets at about 6 a.m. I typically walk for just over an hour or so by the time I get home I've sufficiently delayed my caffeine intake by a minimum of 90 minutes and I have more information on that in a previous video I did which I'll link below. And this is a great time of day. I bloody love my coffee. Normally my partner Steve and I have our coffees together because his gym timing works well with my morning routine. But on this day, yesterday, it was just me. Most days I have my first coffee just after 7 a.m. and I have it without milk. And I never have sugar or sweeteners in any of my coffees throughout the day. Then at about 9 a.m, my heart and soul started yearning for their second hit of caffeine. So off I trundled to get my soy flat white. Normally I get a small 6 or 8 ounce, but some days like yesterday, I got a large, which is 10 ounces at this particular cafe. For breakfast, which was about 10:30 a.m, I had my smoothie. I make my smoothies with almond milk, protein powder, frozen berries, frozen spinach, chia seeds, flax seeds, and cinnamon. I don't know if most people would consider a 10:30 a.m. smoothie breakfast, but it is my first meal of the day and it works well for my appetite levels in the morning. Then I slowly sipped on the smoothie for about 30 minutes. Lunchtime varies a lot for me depending on appetite and schedule, but yesterday it was about 12:30 p.m. I have a salad most days for lunch, but I promise you they are not your typical salad. This one had chicken that I cooked the night before on the barbecue for extra flavor and amazing texture. I marinated the chicken in lemon, oil, oregano, salt, pepper, and some onion powder, and then I threw it on the grill. You can leave it to marinate longer, but I never remember to do that and it still tastes delicious. I also added roast pumpkin and red capsicum that I prepared the night before, and let me tell you, roast veggies are such a value add to a salad. Then I added a quarter of an avocado, some feta cheese, lettuce, tomato, beetroot, Steve's pickled onion, pepitas, and I dressed it with some amazing quality olive oil. Worth noting that I measured the oil not because I was worried about having too much, but because I wanted to make sure I was getting enough because this stuff is like liquid gold. My salad didn't look overly appealing yesterday, but it did taste great. I mix up my salads most weeks, so I swap the roast veggies for a different type or I use fresh onion instead. I sometimes add spinach. Some days I use more avocado and no cheese, and vice versa. Sometimes I add mushroom or radish. I really mix it up depending on what I feel like or what's on special. Any game-changing ingredients you use in your salads, please let me know in the comments because I am always looking for new ideas. The idea of a salad every day for lunch might seem boring, but I genuinely love it because, well, firstly, it's delicious, but secondly, it's the best way I can think of getting enough veggies into my day. If you think of a sandwich, for example, it's so much harder to fit in the same amount of veggies to a sandwich as it is a salad. And don't get me wrong, I love a sandwich, but My kind of goal is to eat as many plant-based foods as I can during the week in terms of volume, but also variety. So for me, a salad just works much better than almost any other lunch option I can think of. Afternoon snack time. I'm usually quite peckish in the afternoon, so I almost always have a little snack anywhere between 2 and 4 p.m. Yesterday I had blackberries and strawberries, some salted cashews, and a beautiful green tea. Then about an hour or so later, I also had a boiled egg with some salt. I should also mention I drink water throughout the day and I don't have any flavored cordials or soft drinks or juice or anything like that. Then it was time for dinner. Dinner time varies wildly in our house, but last night it happened to be at 7 p.m. And we had delicious chicken that Steve cooked on the barbecue in a very similar marinade to the one I described for lunch. But for the dinner version, I also added garlic powder and Dijon mustard. Then we had roast potato, roast carrot, and roast broccoli, and I just mixed them with some oil and salt and added a touch of onion powder to the potatoes and carrots. After dinner, I had a sleepy tea and my magnesium supplement, and that was it for this particular day. You'll notice I didn't eat any refined carbohydrates like pasta or bread or rice, and that's just something I prefer to do, at least during the week. I still have a source of carbohydrates every day from all the fruit and vegetables that I'm eating, and I always feel well fueled. I just prefer to steer clear of the more processed types of carbs because they just don't make me feel great, but that's just me. I also want to add in here, because this is quite topical considering my last few videos on goal setting and routine and structure and planning, blah, blah, blah. Definitely check them out so this makes more sense. But in order for me to have eaten the way that I did yesterday, I didn't just wake up and do it. I had to prepare. I had to know what I was gonna eat. I had to shop for those things. I had to pre-cook them in some cases, and that's not shown in this video. So I just want to highlight the fact that there is some pre-work and thought and planning and intention behind eating the way that I did yesterday, and most days. Okay, it is hot tip time. So after years with my beloved drink bottle, I accidentally left it at the airport over Christmas. And I was kind of annoyed, but also kind of excited because I was keen to see what all the fuss was about with these Yeti drink bottles. Yeti. And let me tell you, I am not disappointed. Any other hydration enthusiasts out there will understand the importance of having a great water bottle and the pleasure it can bring. And this is it. It's sleek, it has a handle, it fits in my car door, it keeps my water cold. There's lots of sizes, and the best bit is that every single part of it is dishwasher safe. So now there's no more weird little drink bottle brushes floating around the kitchen. If you cart water around like it's an additional body part, then you need a great drink bottle. And this is it. It's worth every cent. It's gonna outlive us all. And no, this is not sponsored. I just genuinely love it. And one more final point before I release you from this video. I am finally back on Instagram. I logged back in last week and saw quite a few friend requests, which I assume are coming through from YouTube. So thank you, that is very kind. And no, I was not ignoring anyone. I just hadn't logged in for literally almost 2 years. So if you're on Insta, come and find me, and I promise to upload some fresh content soon. If you liked this video or found it helpful, please let me know in the comments, and I'm always open to other suggestions for topics that you'd like me to cover in future videos. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Every view, every like, every comment, every subscribe. Thank you. Okay, that's it for me. I will see you all in 2 weeks.